All right, let's bring in some reaction on the story. Attorney Jonas Sibanyoni of Sibanyoni JB Attorneys joins us to expand on this. A very good evening to you. Thank you so much for your time. We heard the judge saying that this matter has been struck off the roll with cost, essentially saying that the Speaker failed to prove urgency. Was this an outcome that one could have essentially anticipated?
Thank you very much for inviting me, and good evening to your viewers. It was not very certain what the decision of the judge will be, because this is something that is unique when one looks to our system in South Africa, where you find a person approaching a court of law and bringing an urgent application to block or prevent the National Prosecuting Authority from effecting an arrest.
On the other end, I mean, one could have said that the Speaker's arrest itself was highly anticipated, of course, following that raid that we saw at her house in Johannesburg last month. What are your views around the delays in processing the applicant? Could it be more of a matter of courtesy?
Well, one will never know what was in the mind of the National Prosecuting Authority, because what normally needs to be done is for the National Prosecuting Authority, or specifically the police, to start doing the investigation, and then when the investigation is complete, and then the arrest be effected. And because sometimes it is not wise to start by arresting and then thereafter to continue doing the investigation. Because we find this on many occasions where you find that the matter is being postponed for why was there a need for effecting an arrest.
Yeah, of course, the big question is when exactly will this arrest take place? We're hearing the NPA saying that they're not at liberty to disclose that date. Is that normal? Is it per procedure?
Yes, of course, it is per procedure. More especially when you find a person who is being arraigned has a full cooperation with the law enforcement agencies, and especially when a person engaged in some discussions represented by a legal representative, invariably it happens that a date will be chosen where a person will arrive at a police station that is in charge of the offense or the crime, and then thereafter, I will not emphasize the word arrest.
Yes.
I will say it will be processed, that the person should be arraigned and taken before the court. Sometimes it happens that a person will be requested to present himself or self before the police on a particular day, very early in the morning, and then his or her name will be put on the roll of those people, will be taken to court and appear before a magistrate on the same day, without a person being handcuffed, without a person having to sleep in the cells in an event where the person has got full cooperation.
And of course,
with the law enforcement agencies.
Yeah, I mean, is there anything to be said about the profile of such a candidate? I mean, you speak about how she's willing to, go through the processes, but her profile in itself of any significance?
Well, the profile, I'm sorry, is not of any significance because the courts are required that they must dispense justice without fear, favor, or prejudice. And in other words, it is immaterial who is the person that needs to be arraigned before the courts and tried by the court.
Yeah, absolutely. We know that Mapisa-Nqakula has vehemently denied any wrongdoing. Of course, she's facing corruption-linked charges for allegedly receiving millions in bribes during her time as the Minister of Defence. What will need to be determined and what processes will need to be followed before we even see this matter making its day in court?
What needs to happen, you'll remember that the Speaker was asking for the evidence to be produced. But now normally what happens is after she makes her first appearance in court, and then the process will go on, and at a particular stage, there will be a disclosure made by the prosecution, the NPA or the Speaker's legal representatives, with the full evidence that they have against her.